I've done so many videos that are like, what I eat in a day on 1,200 and 1,300 calories. Why didn't anyone stop me? Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel for a video that I'm really excited about because I haven't done one in quite some time. Today is laid back and casual Q&A day, which means I put out a call for questions on social media, and I am going to answer those questions that I had received here now in this video. Now, a lot of these questions actually ended up being about weight loss, so we're going to call this weight loss Q&A, but I do have some questions from presumably newer followers asking more personal questions, get to know me questions, so I'm going to knock those out first because I, of course, want you to know about me. So if you're new here, hello, welcome. First of all, my name is Brianna. I am the diva behind Diva and the Divine, and I'm glad you're here, and I cannot wait to answer your questions. After we get through the more personal questions, we will switch gears into the weight loss related questions, and I will not stop until I have answered every question that I have received. So without further ado, let's get into it. First question is, where did you grow up? I grew up in the northwest suburbs of Chicago, and I lived there until I went to college, and I went to college in Kenosha, Wisconsin, which was only about an hour away, and then I moved back home, and when I got married, I moved to North Carolina, and then for my husband's business school, and then when he graduated, he got a job back in Chicago, so I moved back to the city that I grew up in, and it wasn't until 2019 that I can say that I officially, like, for good, left the Chicagoland area, and that is when we moved to the Twin Cities of Minnesota. So I am a Chicagoland suburb Midwest girl, born and raised. How long have you had Gracie? For those of you that don't know, Gracie is my 5-year-old Yorkie. We got Gracie, we brought her home when she was 8 weeks old, I think. She was born on November 2nd, 2016, and we brought her home on January 1st, 2017. What does your husband do for work? My husband is in business strategy. He's a businessman. He's a businessman, and he doesn't want my followers to know exactly where he works or specifically what he does or all of the details or anything, but my man is a businessman. Before his current job, he was a consultant at a large consulting firm. Do you want children? You can tell that these are questions from newcomers. No, we do not children. We do not children. We do not children. No, we do not want children. We are child-free by choice. Do you think you will live in Minnesota forever? Lord, I hope not. Don't get me wrong. The people here are lovely, and the summers here are magical. It is a beautiful, beautiful place. However, now, currently in winter, it is freezing cold. And like, not even freezing. Freezing would be balmy. 32 degrees would be a wonderful, mild winter. It is currently, today, oh, it is 7 degrees. It's hot out today. 7 degrees. We are getting regularly lows in the significantly negative temperatures, which is very, very cold, especially for me with my nerve disease and my hands that don't work. Like, it's cold here. Are we going to live in Minnesota forever? I don't think so. I don't see that happening. How long will we be here? I have no idea, but I do not see, this is not going to be where we are forever. No. Do all of your siblings live in Chicago? Yeah, well, all of my biological siblings live in Chicago. So I have 2 sisters. They both live in Chicago, in the Chicagoland suburbs, technically. Do you think you will have more nieces and nephews in the future? I'm anticipating yes, I probably will. Currently, I have 3 nephews and 1 niece. You guys have seen my niece, Alice. She is my sister's daughter, and she is on my channel whenever I'm vlogging when I happen to be at home in Chicagoland. But my nephews are my husband's brother's kids. So we don't see them nearly as often. We're lucky if we see them once a year, but I technically have 3 nephews hanging out over there. And do I anticipate having more? Yes, I would think so. I know that my other sister plans on having kids at some point, and I'm pretty sure that there will be kids on my husband's side of the family that continue to come. So I'm anticipating more nieces and more nephews to love. Now I know I'm child-free by choice. I don't want kids of my own, but I love being the cool, fun aunt. And I think if you would ask Alice, I live up to that aspiration. She has a lot of fun when Aunt Uncle Eric and of course Gracie come to visit. Next 2 questions kind of go hand in hand. Have you ever considered group coaching? For those of you that don't know, I am a one-on-one nutrition coach. And do you have more budget-friendly coaching options? I feel that they're go hand in hand because yes, I do have an ongoing group coaching type situation, and it is more budget-friendly than my one-on-one coaching is. I actually run my group coaching through Patreon. So I have a Patreon community that I have people sign up for that are just, that want to be patrons and not necessarily into coaching, but one of the tiers of Patreon is Patreon plus nutrition coaching. And with that, you get me calculating your macros for you based on your goals, and you get my really, really cool and recently updated tracker sheet that all of my one-on-one clients get. But with the group coaching setting, you don't get the same level of accountability, which is a lot of accountability, that my one-on-one clients get. That is reserved exclusively for the people that want to pay the premium price to have one-on-one coaching with me. But you do get access to the Patreon community, which is a great little community to be in. We have a Discord channel, which is a place where we are constantly in communication. We have different sections for us to talk about. We have a section for goals and faith and health, a place for venting, a place to share cute pet photos and videos. And it's just a great little community to be in, very supportive, very encouraging, which is literally the point of group coaching, right? And with that, all patrons get access to extra Zoom time with me a month. So you get like a group coaching session, a group chat, which actually we have this week, and I'm super jazzed about it, where we all get together on Zoom and we just get to shoot the breeze and chat. And if you guys have questions, you get to ask me, and it's a wonderful thing. And if you're a nutrition client, after the hour-long chat with all of my patrons, you get 30 minutes of exclusive group coaching time with me face-to-face. And then the following week, so we have that 1 week, and then the following week we have Zoom goal-setting chats, because my patrons and my community as a whole love goal setting. So we do plenty of goal setting. And because of that, I've opted to have kind of a monthly Zoom chat where we just get to sit and brainstorm and kind of bounce ideas off of each other and help each other out when it comes to planning out our monthly goals. It's a lot of fun. It's a great place to be if you are interested in joining the Patreon community, either as a group coaching client or just to join the Patreon community. The link will be down below for you. And feel free to reach out to me with any questions. All right, now we are into the food, weight loss, and nutrition related questions, starting with, do you have some tried and true recipe ideas? I do have some recipes that I go back to over and over and over again. I love chicken on the grill pan with vegetables and a carbohydrate. I love making boneless pork chops. I've figured out the magic recipe to do those and get them delicious and tender and juicy every single time, which is so yummy. I also really love, you guys aren't gonna be surprised by this, the skinny-ish dish, the best meatloaf is what the recipe is called. It is so good. It's so good, in fact, that it is going to be on the menu for the first week of my fat loss phase because it is a trustworthy recipe that is just absolutely delicious. I love it. And what else? What else? Chicken sausage and Trader Joe's cauliflower gnocchi bowls. That's like my tried and true. It's so simple. It was such a throw together meal. That's how I came up with it. But my husband and I both love it. It is one of those meals where like I'm always sad when it's over. When my bowl is empty, I am sad about it. It is so good. And all it is cauliflower gnocchi, Gilbert's chicken caprese sausage, some cherry tomatoes that I roast up, and then I top it with full fat cheese. Full fat, like really good sharp cheddar or Parmesan cheese freshly grated on top. And it is, oh, so good. Have you ever considered a healthy meal subscription service like Herculean or Clean Eats? I haven't. However, after I saw this question, I immediately looked up what they were, and I'm definitely considering one now. Now, here's the thing with those. They're like, they're frozen meals that are like made with healthier ingredients and macro balanced and all sorts of like really, really great things. Yes, they're expensive, but the real reason I haven't done something like that or like freshly, because it's the same kind of idea, is because I cook for my husband every single night now. If it was back when he traveled for work, this would have been the most brilliant thing for me to have 5 days a week. It would have been so smart. But instead, I find out about them years after my husband has stopped traveling for work. So I haven't. However, as I was looking at these and I'm like, oh, I was looking at Herculean specifically, and I'm like, these look really good and are something that maybe I should try, if at the very least to be able to review them for you guys, right? And it dawned on me that these meals don't have to be for dinner. I could eat them as lunches and continue to cook for my husband and me for dinner. Duh. Like, I don't know why that was such a hard concept for me to grasp, but it is. So it's something I'm considering. Should I do that? Should I order myself a couple weeks worth of Herculean meals and give them a full review for you? Let me know in the comments below. Do you think you could coach a vegetarian/leaning vegan? Yes, I could, but I will be honest in saying that is not my realm of expertise. My clients always have a very, very lofty protein goal, and in our protocol, we automatically know that we have to dock vegetarians that protein goal because it is significantly harder for vegetarians and especially vegans to get my desired level of protein. It's not impossible, but we automatically take the equation and use a less multiplier to get you a smaller protein goal because it's just not practical. For vegans and vegetarians, it's a lot harder to get protein without the accompaniment of another macronutrient. Your proteins come from things that are also carbs and also fat and things like that. So is it out of the question? No, absolutely not. Will it take a little bit more learning on my end in real time? Yes, it would. But if you're willing to be that guinea pig for me, be my first vegetarian client, I'm happy to have you. The link to apply is down below. I'm just getting started on Healthy, formerly known as iTrack Bites. What are your best tips for a beginner? Start slow, pick a plan, and stick with it. Stick with that plan. It is very, very easy, especially in an app that offers 6 different plans, to pick a plan and be like, this is great, and then start seeing people from other plans doing things and losing weight, and then all of a sudden you freak out and you have analysis paralysis and you're like, wait, should I be doing this plan? Wait, what about this person over here doing this plan? Stay in your lane and trust the process and fully embrace the plan that you commit to. That is definitely my #1 tip for Healthy. And if you are eating a bites plan, use your weeklies. What is the best for weight loss? Counting points or bites, calories or macros? So for weight loss, any of them will work. For fat loss, macros. Hands down, bar none, macros. Why? Because macros dictates the quality of the calories that go into your body. So when you are tracking macros, you are eating to best support fat loss instead of just overall weight loss. What is weight loss? Weight loss means you could be losing water, you could be losing some fat, yes, but you could also be losing muscle, especially if you are not eating enough calories. People that are eating 1,200, 1,300, 1,400 calories are most often, there are few exceptions to this rule, but most often eating far too little and eating under their BMR. And this could cause weight loss, yes, but all of that weight that you lose is not going to be fat. And ultimately, when you're trying to lose weight, what you're after is fat loss, not weight loss. So macros is definitely 100% the best way to lose fat specifically. How many calories are you going to be eating on your cut? For those of you that don't know, I have a cut that starts in just a couple of days after 8 months of hanging out in reverse diet and maintenance mode. How many calories am I going to be eating? I have a ballpark idea, but it's not up to me. It is up to my coach. Yes, I am a nutrition coach. I hired my very own coach. It's the same coach that coached me through my reverse diet into maintenance, and now she's going to coach me through fat loss. My guess is somewhere between 1750 and 1850. That is going to be my best guess. We'll see what number she gives me. I have a meeting with her on Friday, and that's when I will get the answer. But that's my guess. Somewhere between 1750 and 1850 is probably going to be where my calorie goal is, because I'm not doing the super low calorie. Again, the 12, 13, 1400 calorie, that's not an option. That is not enough food. If you are eating under your BMR, which I used to do, I used to eat dramatically under my BMR. Y'all, my BMR is like 1620 or something like that, which means that all of those videos, I've done so many videos that are like, what I eat in a day on 1200 and 1300 calories. I was dramatically under my BMR. No wonder I stopped losing weight. No wonder none of this worked, and I just kept gaining, and my metabolism got fatigued, and my body was like, no, and my hormones were out of whack. I used to make videos about what I ate in a day at 1200 calories. Why didn't anyone stop me, you guys? So anyway, probably somewhere around 1800 calories this time around, and I am so excited to see what that does. I'm also going to be using the approach of I can't say never and none, but I'm not gonna do fat-free. I'm not gonna do sugar-free and all the sugar substitutes. I'm not doing that. I'm doing real food, full-fat cheese, regular meats, not like those 0-calorie sauces and things like that and the sugar-free substitute things. Now, can I say that none of them will creep in? No, and I put this disclaimer on every video because some Karen's gonna come for me and I'm just not gonna hear it, Karen. And I apologize if your name is actually Karen and you're not a Karen, you know what I mean? Like for example, I like and I prefer fat-free flavored Greek yogurt because I like to add my fats in the form of nut butters. So I like to choose and dictate where my fats go. The same with non-fat milk. I don't like fatty milk. I don't like whole milk. I don't prefer 2% milk. I like skim milk because I don't drink milk. I use it in smoothies and I use it in like if I'm having a bowl of cereal or something like that. I don't need fat in my milk. So I don't buy it. I buy non-fat milk and that's okay. It's like, am I going to be doing no non-fat things? No, because sometimes I prefer the non-fat version. But am I going to be specifically buying non-fat to cut calories? No. No, I'm not. So between this like somewhere ballpark around 1800 calorie diet and whole foods, real foods, full fat foods, regular sugar foods, we'll see how it goes. Subscribe to find out because I'm going to be documenting the whole thing. What is your favorite packaged food or recipe from your Weight Watchers days that you still eat today? I'm visually going through my my trackers and my refrigerator. Probably packaged food. Probably Trader Joe's reduced guilt macaroni and cheese. That is a pre-packaged food that I still eat. I don't eat it nearly as often as I used to, nearly as often, because I eat other carb-heavy, bigger, fresher side dishes. But there are always a couple of boxes of the reduced guilt macaroni and cheese still in my freezer to this day. What is a food you convinced yourself you liked on Weight Watchers but won't eat now? I have several, actually. Fat-free cheese. Why? Why did I do that to myself? Why did I do that to myself? Full-fat cheese is freaking awesome. I don't know. But fat-free cheese, definitely. Halo Top and Enlightened ice cream. That's not ice cream. That's not real ice cream. That's, oh. And it's full of erythritol. Ew. It's, ugh. I was a big fan of those ice creams and now I just cringe at the thought of them. Y'all, this is why this round of weight loss is going to go so differently because foods like that are banished from my vocabulary. I'm not, and Built Bars. Ugh. Why did I do this to myself? Ugh. Are there any meals or recipes that you stopped eating as often because they're low calorie and high volume that you plan on eating more once your cut starts? So, I mean, in the big picture, no, not really, because my meals are the same. The stuff that I mentioned, my go-to recipes have always been the same. Chicken with a carby side and vegetables and pork and all of those things are still my go-tos. They were my go-tos when I was in weight loss mode. They've been my go-tos all through maintenance mode, and they will continue to be my go-tos when my cut starts again on Monday. For reference, today that I'm filming is Wednesday, so my cut starts on Monday. But the structure of my plate just might change a little bit. A little bit more vegetable, a little bit less potatoes, rice, quinoa. Not eliminating them, but adding the vegetables as a volumizing agent, having more of them, and having a little bit less of the more densely packed nutrients. A little bit less intentional fat on things to save the calories for using the fat somewhere else and things like that. I will just be a little bit more specific about it, but when I stopped volumizing my food for maintenance, it was just me adding more potatoes, more rice, or maybe a little bit extra fat to it, which I can then turn around and eliminate. But the actual meals themselves have always been the same. The last question is there a meal that you used to eat when your husband traveled for work that you have stopped eating? I mean, I ate a lot. This is back when I was in Weight Watchers and all that. I was doing Weight Watchers. I was heavy in the diet mindset. I was heavy in that fat-free, sugar-free, low-calorie life. And so I ate a lot of processed, pre-packaged frozen meals, smart ones, lean cuisines, things like that. I always have a couple of them in the freezer still. However, they are very few and far between. Like I said, it's usually like the reduced guilt mac and cheese from Trader Joe's, and then 1 or 2 just in case. And they're usually like those really good steamer bowls by Healthy Choice, but we just don't eat them anymore. We don't eat them. They're not enough calories for my husband to eat anymore because I've bulked up his meals. He's lifting heavy weights. He needs more fuel for his body. And me, I have learned that I make things taste a lot better than any frozen meal that I'm gonna buy. I'm becoming a really decent cook and make really good food. So it's easier for me to make the food, make it taste better, make it healthier, and not have to depend on a frozen meal, right? So probably pre-packaged food. I ate a lot of pre-packaged food with the nutrition information already on the side and branded by Weight Watchers and Smart Ones and all of those things. And I don't eat them anymore. All right, those were all of your questions this time around. I love doing Q&A videos because it's a chance for you to directly ask me exactly what you want to know and give me an opportunity to give you the straight answer. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have any comments or questions you would like to add to the running list for the next time I film a Q&A video, then leave them in the comment section down below. I would love to hear from you. If you haven't already joined the Diva and the Divine community, what are you waiting for? Just click that little red button to be a part of our team. As I mentioned, if you are interested in joining the Patreon or applying for one-on-one coaching, the links for both of those things are in the description box down below. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. I hope I answered your questions. Take care, and I'll see you again real soon.